All right, campers, we're ready for our next strategy, our fourth strategy. We're going to be talking about problem and solution. And this is another strategy that we used a lot during our nonfiction unit. And it's very, very similar to cause and effect. But this time, there's a problem, something that is not going well, something that's happening that shouldn't be happening, or something that is not good for in some way, some kind of a problem, and it needs to be solved. We need to figure out what to do about that problem. So it's very similar. Something that's wrong, something that has to get fixed. So let me show you my chart that we have for today. Okay, problem and solution. Here it is up here. So we mark this usually by a triangle for the problem and a square for the solution with an arrow between. All right, so my problem today, I'm talking about the problem being that they're in the winter time when it gets really cold out and that there's no food for the birds, or it's too cold for the birds, and that's a problem for them. It gets cold and it's snowy, they can't find food, the days get shorter, they don't have a lot of time to look for food, so that's a problem for them. So the solution that they've come up with is that they fly south. So that takes care of that problem. If they stayed here in the winter, not all birds, but some birds, if they stayed here in the winter, then they wouldn't survive. So in order to solve that problem, they migrate. They fly south for the winter, where there's warmer weather, where they can find food, and where they aren't cold. All right, so here's the problem. How do we solve it? We use this a lot in our nonfiction when we talked about what to do when there were those natural disasters. Here's the problem, how do we solve it? This is a much simpler one, but it shows you the idea. So here's some key words. Because of this happening, I have to do this because of this problem. As a result of this action, I have to do this to solve it. This leads to this happening. This problem leads to this solution. Therefore, I have to do this. Then, so, and the answer. So if you see those words in your writing, you know that you might be dealing with a problem and solution text. All right, here's my example. Look how artistic I was. I even drew a bird up here for you. This is my own drawing. I'm so proud of myself. All right, here we go. In the winter, it becomes too cold and the days become shorter. This leads to food getting scarce. As a result, many birds in the northern hemisphere begin to migrate south for the winter. In the southern hemisphere, it is warm. Therefore, there is a greater food supply with longer days for hunting, and birds are safe from the chilling cold. So do you see my pink words here? Leads to, as a result, and therefore. So the problem is solved by them migrating, right? You remember we read an article in school about the oceans being polluted, and that was a problem. And one of the solutions was that machine that they invented that would pick up the garbage from the water. So the problem was the pollution, and the solution was using that machine to pick up the garbage out of the water, right? So those are the types of texts that you're looking for that have a problem in them and then a way to solve them. And again, this is one problem, one solution, but sometimes there's a problem with several different solutions. So you can look for that in your text as well. All right, guys, have a good day.